I don't have a bit that size. And you're using the chisel because it's smoother. The final cut is smoother than the Dremel. I can get closer to the edge there. As woods go, is walnut an easy wood to carve? Mm-hmm. Would you consider this thing like an escutcheon type? What is the thing? It is exactly what it is. A little plate. Escutcheon. Mm-hmm. When that tightens up, it's supposed to stick out. It sticks out a little bit. It keeps that sling mount from getting over it and leaning over against your wood and scuffing your wood. It's designed that way. Seems to me that it would be easier to do the straight lines, whereas those curved lines, to get it perfectly, the curve just right, it'd be harder to do. Which is harder, a curved line or a... It doesn't matter. You're only doing this much of it at a time. You're just moving it back and forth. You can't do tight curves with that, but you can do loose curves, and it actually straightens them out better than this. All I'm doing is putting in an outline. Yeah. Because it's hard to... I outline it first and then I finish it, but I can still see my outline. Whereas if I finish it and then try to draw it, it's hard to see pencil on finished wood. Oh yeah. And it's just, I found out that this is easier. Jason Claus, he started doing this. I used to checker everything and finish around it, and that was hard because I didn't think that I didn't think I could cut checkering through finish. It seemed like that would just gum up everything. They do. I've been to their factory. I said, well, I'm going to figure it out, because Jason was a very knowledgeable guy. So I just put my outline in, and then I see where I just scuffed it a little bit? Right next to the line is a little scuff. See, I can sand those scuffs out before I finish it, put my outlines in. And my pencil lines, all those pencil lines I marked everywhere. And that little recessed line will be very visible. It'll be full of finish, but it's still very visible. And I can use that in checker.
And what is the name of that tool you're using? Does it have a specific name?
I think so.
But you don't know what it is?
I don't know what it is. This one was given to me. It was homemade by a machinist, a gunsmith named R.L. Matthews. It's been dead about
So it just
15 years.
makes a perfect scratch straight line based on this top surface. And it's a good top line.
It's just a scratch.
And you can adjust the, oh yeah.
R.L. was a tremendous gunsmith, and he actually did some stock work as well. And he was bird hunting with my friend James. I can't think and scratch at the same time. Well, anyway, he was bird hunting and had a heart attack in Georgia. James Stewart.
Yeah.
And James called 911, did CPR for about 45 minutes, and R.L. died anyway. R.L.'s shop, 4 or 5 years before that, his shop was down around Ringo, and it burnt. And there was a guy that was a leather worker. I actually made him a couple stocks a few years ago. He made holsters and all kinds of leather stuff, real good. And he had some property and some lumber. I don't like where that line is. I'm going to move that. The guy built him a shop and outfitted it, put all his tools and everything back in there. And R.L. worked there until he died. When he died, that shop was just sitting on Huff's land. And Huff gave me a bunch of R.L.'s checkering tools and that little gauge right there.
So when did you start this particular pattern that you say is?
Oh my goodness, I made this 8 or 10 years ago. That I just dreamt it up.
And it's got a point here at the back and also a point here at the front that comes out from this little rounded.
It does the same thing down there, except the whole thing curves over.
I don't know if you can do this, describe this and scratch at the same time, but does it make use of curves of force? Is that what you're?
That is right there is a curve of force.
That's what when I saw that, I thought that may be what that was, but.
I have made this and extend these curves down here to where they almost touch. They almost come together like a 1/16 of an inch. It leaves a ribbon that gets big and little and big again. And you can actually add another panel in between here and here. Depends on just how much you want to look like a Parker instead of a working man's gun. But this covers all the areas that you need to cover and grip the gun. It's a simple pattern that I really, really like it.
So it's functional and it's aesthetically pleasing.
Yep. And it's not hard to make, which I don't shy away from something because it's hard to make, but this, to me, it's simple. What Qualls used to call simple elegance. Or something like that.
I wonder if he ever watches any of your videos.
I don't know. I hadn't heard from Jason in a long time. I don't know what happened to him. I know he was a good gun guy. He was a resource. I know his health went down.
You're being filmed.
Pretty bad, and I don't know if that had an effect on the way he viewed life and everything else.
Well, that's a hard angle right there.
That's just hard to get to.
But you can't come in from it.
I guess I could. I've never had anybody film while I was doing this.
You did a lot better angle. The problem is with the light, because the light's kind of causing a glare from this angle. It's good for you. It's not good for the camera. I'm gonna come around behind you.
I'm almost done with this one. Yeah, I was there when Jason come out of recovery after having both knees replaced at the same time. He's a tough bird.